Hey, we're going to do a quick little panda drawing today, and I want to go step by step with you. Now, I am starting with the Sharpie marker. You're going to want to start with a pencil first and then go over with Sharpie. I'm going over with Sharpie for time's sake and also for you to be able to see this a little bit better. So I'm positioning my paper vertical, so that's the up and down way, that's the tall way. I'm going a little bit above halfway up my paper, so there's about the halfway mark. So I'm going a little bit above that, towards the center of the paper, and I'm doing one circle, then two circles, and then I'm going to do one circle, then two circles. And so those are my eyes. I'll give you a second to do that. And notice my eyes are not the same size, artists, and that is a-okay. That's just going to add even more personality to them. Now after I get my two eyes in there, I'm going to do a little upside down U, or it's kind of like a little diagonal U or a little arch, however you want to think about it. And notice that it's pointing kind of in and up or diagonal. Next, I'm going to take a little line going down, and I'm going to do kind of like a little curved V, or you might think of it like a little check mark or a backwards check mark. After I do that backwards check mark or curve V, I'm going to bring this right back in, whoop, and it goes right back into the eye. This does not need to be perfect. Yours does not have to look just like mine. Now I'm going to the other eye and I'm doing the same exact thing, starting with that little upside down U or little arch pointing towards the center. And then I'm going to bring this line down like so into a V, or you can think of it like a little check mark. And then I'm going to take my line and bring it right back in and up like that. Whoop, there we go. I know you're doing a great job with these. Now I'm going to skip it just a little bit of space, and watch me closely in this. I'm going to do a triangle, but my triangle, I want it to be a really wide, fat triangle, and I want that little point of it to go down like so. Whoop, there we go. So that little point is down. It's almost kind of like a little downward facing arrow, but you can see that's a triangle. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little W, like so. And notice my W, that little center part of my W, touches the point of that triangle. And so wide W. After I do that wide W, I'm going to do just a slightly little curved line and kind of close that gap. Now watch this very, very carefully. I'm going to start my line. I'm going to start it on one side of the W, one side of that kind of curved part of the W, and I'm going to do a little wibbly wobbly, kind of crickety crookedy line going all the way up, 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 and around. Almost looks like little waves or little ripples. It's just a little wibbly wobbly line, a little crickety crookedy line, and go all the way around. Now artists, yours does not need to be perfect. It does not need to look just like mine. It doesn't need to look like the person's next to you. One of the great things about these is even though we're following the same steps, these all turn out so, so differently. So that's really, really nice. And I'll give you a minute to do that. Now after you get that little wibbly wobbly curvy line going all the way around, I'm going to hop up here and I'm going to keep my little wibbly wobbly crickety crookedy line, and I am going to add, it kind of looks like a little rectangle or a little square. And of course, what are those? Those are our panda ears. Easy peasy. Again, don't stress out if yours doesn't look just like this. These are all going to be awesome, and I love how they look different. Now, you don't want your panda to have a little popsicle stick neck. You want him to have a pretty good thick neck. So I'm going to start again, because since my wibbly wobbly line, guys, by the way, that makes it look like texture. That makes it look like it's a little bit furry, because our pandas would obviously be a little furry. I'm going to start wide, a little whoop, 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 little wibbly wobbly line again, and then I'm going to go all the way down off the page. I'm going to start wide with a little wibbly wobbly line, showing some texture of fur, and then go all the way down. Now I am going to put my panda in a t-shirt. So I'm going to do a little slightly curved line across like that. It's going to be the little neck of my t-shirt. Almost looks like a really, really wide smiley face line. And then I'm going to do a parallel line right next to it. Parallel means it's kind of a copycat line. It's going right beside it, doing the same thing. Now the arms are up to you. You could do both arms going up, you could do your arms going down, you could do one arm up saying, hey guys, or however you want to do the arms. That's completely up to you. I'm just going to keep mine easy peasy, do my arms down. Now I love how pandas have these big old paws, so I'm going to keep his paws kind of big. Again, yours don't have to look exactly like mine. And I'm doing his 3 little fingers on there and back up. Again, your arms don't need to look just like mine. I'll give you a minute to do that. Now, since we're at school and I always think of apples in school, I'm going to do a little apple design on my shirt. Now, artists, you can do whatever design you want to in your shirt. You could do apples, a little planet, you could do hearts and stars, you could do a little monster on the shirt, you could do a little robot, you could do a baseball, you could do a football, you could do whatever you want on there. Be creative, have fun. You could even decide you don't want to do an object on your shirt. You could just do stripes on your shirt if you want, or polka dots. It's up to you. Now I've got my little apple drawn, and I'm going to add my little leaf. And yours does not need to look just like mine. Now, starting to fill in. At this time, you could keep going with technically, at this time with your pencil drawing, you would go over all of your pencil lines with Sharpie. So you would trace over all of them. Now, I've already drawn this in Sharpie so you could see it really, really well. But again, you'll trace over this with Sharpie. After you trace over all of your pencil lines with Sharpie, that means you just draw over all of your pencil lines with Sharpie, you can start to color in. I'm going to color in these little inside circles to my eyes. We call these pupils. Now, very, very important, guys, don't make the mistake of coloring in both of those circles. You're just coloring in that little small inside circle. If you have a question about that or you get confused, it's best to raise your hand rather than just go with it. Just raise your hand if that's confusing. Now the next parts, I could switch over to a crayon if I wanted to, or I could keep going with the Sharpie marker. I think I might go ahead and go with the crayon. And so I'm going to be pushing down with that crayon. You can see I'm actually already working with a broken crayon. You don't want to press down so hard that you break the crayon, but you really want to press down with enough pressure that you're getting really, really good color out of that crayon. I'm filling in all the little white spots. Now, panda bears have these awesome black patches of fur around their eyes, and so that's why I'm coloring in that black patch of fur around the eyes. Okay guys, as you can see, I finished coloring in all of the little black patches of fur on my panda. So I have these little eye patches, I have the ears, I have the arms done. I colored his nose in with the black too. Now it's up to you, you don't have to color that one in with black for sure. Now I'm going to stop right there, and you can color this however you would like, and I want to show you some really, really awesome examples from some of our students here. Pretty awesome. Look at that pink nose right there and that really multicolor shirt. See, I love how these all turn out so, so differently, even though we're following the same steps. And I really love how my artists here at school really took their time and took their care and their effort to make this, there's our bell, all right, to make this our best work. Look at that coloring. I love when you color with crayon and you take your time and press down. It sometimes starts to look more like paint and less like crayon. It makes me laugh. I love them. These are great. And look at all the different shirts. Look at the stripes and those little wibbly wobbly ziggy zaggy lines that show texture. Some really, really cool ones. And then this is one of my examples where I just at least colored in that apple. Y'all are going to do a great job with these. Thanks for listening.